Brother Ahmed Deedat, we wish to say thank you very much to you indeed for a very well delivered talk. I personally believe that you have done justice under the circumstances and in the time available for treating the topic that was chosen. I also wish to say at this point in time, thank you to Mr. Marie and his helpers for having tried their best to solve the problem. We come now to the close of the gathering, where you will be allowed to come to the microphone in front and put a question to either Mr. Paul Findley or Brother Ahmed Deedat. But this part of the meeting needs to be controlled. Each person who puts a question should remember that it must be a question, not a debate, and not a lecture. And Mr. Deedat or Mr. Findley are compelled to reply. Whilst this is taking place, the questioner must be given every opportunity to state his case, and so must the speaker. We are presently having only this one microphone, so you must please bear with us. If there are people who have questions pertaining to what was discussed tonight, please make your way to the microphones now.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Ahmed from Egypt. I would like to ask, why doesn't the Jews not acknowledge of the state of Palestinian, and they know that the Palestinian is Arabia, and they know that they take all the land from the Palestinian by the force, the gun and the cannon and everything like that?
As I understand the question, it is this: why does Israel not permit the Palestinians to be represented by the leadership of the Palestine Liberation Organization? Is that your understanding of the question? It's a very searching question, a very important question. I tend to talk too long. I'll try to keep my response brief. There is no question but what the PLO, headed by Yasser Arafat, is the acknowledged leader of the Palestinians wherever they live, whether they be in the occupied territory or in South Africa. No question about it. But Israel is in a very unique political position thanks to the United States. Israel does not have to deal with its neighbors in a normal fashion. The lobby for Israel in the United States has become so effective, so efficient in influencing the behavior of the U.S. government that Israel has been able to count on American support for its policies wherever they turn. That means that Israel, because of the influence of Israel's lobby in the United States, is able to behave in an unprecedented manner in dealing with the Palestinian leadership. In every other political situation of this sort, one party has been able to select its own leadership, and the other party has been able to select its own leadership. But thanks to the power of Israel's lobby in the United States and the support that our government gives to the leadership of Israel, Israel is able to take this unprecedented position of demanding the right to select the leadership of the Palestinian movement itself. That's the root of the problem. Now, were it not for the extraordinary power of Israel's lobby in the United States, the government of Israel would be forced to come to terms in a normal fashion with its neighbors, including the Palestinians in the occupied territory. But as long as Israel can depend upon the uncritical, undivided, powerful financial, military, economic, and moral support of the United States, it does not have to behave in a normal fashion. That's the answer to your question, whoever the questioner is. And I believe there is something that that gentleman can do to make a change. At the risk of being self-serving here tonight, Mr. Deedat, I would urge that gentleman to get a copy of my book out in the lobby before he leaves. My book is entitled They Dare to Speak Out. It tells exactly how Israel's lobby has been able to attain this enormous control over the policies of the U.S. government. And if that gentleman would get a copy of that book and read it, and then mail it to someone he knows in the United States, he will help to bring understanding among the people of the United States about how U.S. policy in the Middle East is made. Because despite our enormous potential for communication, despite our books, despite our magazines, our newspapers, the American people simply are in ignorance about how U.S. policy is made. They really don't know about the power of Israel's lobby, and each of you here tonight can help to awaken their interest in this subject, to provide them information, to give them inspiration to help break this enormous grip that Israel's lobby has on the U.S. government.
My question to Mr. Paul Findley is this, that the American nation today is on the side of Israel, and therefore it is alienating itself from the Muslim world. It is also becoming I'm trying to get the question across. In other words, the American nation is sacrificing itself and become an enemy of the Muslims. I would like to ask you the question, the Americans who are a democratic society, how did they allow themselves to become enslaved by the thinking of a few Zionists in their country? How did they allow themselves to become enslaved in their minds? The second question is this. It's tied up with this. It's just tied up with this, and you can answer at the same time. The second question is this, that don't you think if Israel is set up for destruction, then America will also have to be set up for destruction? Because the destruction of America will be the destruction of Israel. And Israel is destroyed. Don't you think that America is destroying itself by supporting Israel? So if Israel is set up for destruction, then similarly America will destroy itself in the process by supporting Israel. Those are the two questions.
Thank you, brother.
I hope I grasped the two questions. The first, I believe, is why has the United States become the slave of the State of Israel? Does that summarize the question accurately? At the risk of trying to sell my book, that's what my book is all about. I was defeated in my bid for re-election to Congress in 1982 after having served 22 years